experience at jury selection this year. Well, I've gotten different letters before, but, and before they were like canceled or something, or I wasn't picked. Oh, that's right. One time I did have to go up before, and I went up to the front seats, but I got off because I don't believe in drinking alcohol. Sorry. Some of you may, but I didn't. So that's how I got off. And so did my neighbor, because he like goes to church too, and he didn't. He did the same thing. So anyhow, I got out of that trial because it was an alcohol-related case. And that was about 10 years ago. So then this year, I got another summons for jury duty that I had to go up again, and I was there the whole time this time for the selection process. Now I'm in Pennsylvania, so they're probably different states, maybe different districts might do things differently. I read one thing, it said something about in Canada that they don't go for jury selection. You just get a note that says you're on the jury and you just go show up. That's interesting, but then suppose, you picked a relative of the person or a conflict of interest. So, I guess they have different ways of determining their cases for jury selection. But anyhow, like I said, in America, you go up and spend the day talking to the lawyers and different things. And I was not picked. I know lots of people probably don't want to go to jury duty. It's one thing like, I don't want to go. Well, I guess it's a learning experience. One thing I observed, they had like a couple different groups, and it's all picked at random. I think I was number 2. So they didn't pick number 2. I was interesting. Last time I was like 75 or something. But anyhow, it seemed like they more frequently picked the longer numbers, but I'm sure it was still fair. Anyway, they had about, I think, 18 wooden seats up front. So they get called, filled up all the wooden seats, and then they filled up the benches, about 6 benches back. I think they picked 48 numbers. So, but usually what I observed was that the people who were up on the wooden benches are more likely the ones to be chosen. So if your number comes up early, you are likely to be chosen. And then the people in the extra benches going back, they were like more alternates in case somebody on the main wooden seats had a conflict of interest or some other reason they would be off. Yeah, last time I was picked, I was number 48 for the first case, and then I didn't get my number, didn't come up for the other 2. So I was pleased. Anyway, so there's the point. That those who were picked early were most likely to be picked. So if you ever go to the jury selection, you'll hope that your number doesn't get picked real early, or unless you're excited and interested to serve on the jury. So, but it seems like everybody was pretty honest. So there was this one lady, every time she got picked to go on the side, and then she kept going up to the judge, and he kept letting her off for everyone. So I don't know what her issue was, but she seemed like a pretty grouchy person. And there was an interesting character. This one lawyer, he was very... He'd... Look at the audience. Look at us through his stern glasses. And he just seemed like a character. Kind of a scary, a intimidating character for most people. But I thought it was kind of amusing. Because he seemed like a gruff, stern lawyer. Anyway, and at least I met a friend. Usually there's somebody on the jury. Some friends or neighbors. You find somebody to sit with. And I'm very friendly. I'll just chat up with anybody and meet new people. Yeah, I met a couple people. I met somebody who lives like a town down from us, and another lady who lived a different place, and, tell me their life story. I'll tell them mine. I am just very outgoing with strangers. So, anyway, that was my experience with the jury selection this year, and a little bit in the past, so okie doke. If you have jury selection experiences or jury experiences to share, then feel free to share and we can talk about them. I know some of you want to be on juries and some of you don't want to be on juries, and some of us are fall in between. So, alright, well, talk to you later and leave me your jury experience in the comments. Okie doke. Bye.